Good morning again, everyone. The second article from the Review Journal that I would like to read, that was posted last night at 10:30, is about the investigation into the special agent in charge, in that investigation that was done. So I wanted to read this to you. It says, attorneys suggest the BLM agent accused of misconduct could be central to the Bundy case. Says defense attorneys representing men charged as the co-conspirators. Let me line this up for you guys a little bit so you can see it. The defense attorneys representing men charged as co-conspirators of rancher Cliven Bundy have raised concerns that a Bureau of Land Management supervisor recently accused of ethics violations is the same person who oversaw agent officials during the armed standoff in Bunkerville in April 2014. In a scathing report released this week, the Office of the Inspector General accuses an unnamed BLM supervisor agent of using his position to obtain sold-out Burning Man tickets in 2015. The report includes allegations that the agent intimidated employees who may have reported his wrongdoing, and it accuses him of threatening to ruin subordinates' careers by saying things like, "If you're not on my ship, you're going to sink, so I suggest you get on my ship." The defense attorneys filed motions in the federal court Wednesday seeking personal files of all the BLM agents involved in the case. But the language in the filings reveal that lawyers are focused specifically on identification of the unnamed supervisory agent targeted in the OIG report, whom they apparently suspect to be the same agent in charge of the cattle impoundment operation at the Bundy Ranch. Curiously, the report never actually names the special agent in command, who is the subject of the report. Defense attorney Todd Leventhal, representing defendant Scott Drexler, wrote in his filing, "This narcissistic and cavalier attitude towards the legal process calls into question at what lengths this special agent in command may go to, and whether or not future witnesses in the case at bar may be tainted with their testimony at trial for fear of ruining their careers as well." Drexler's trial is scheduled to open next week, and Leventhal filed the motion as he is preparing to cross-examine federal agents who are included on the government's witness list for the upcoming trial. He included a list of those agents in his court filing, and only one on the list is identified as Supervisor BLM Supervisory Special Agent Daniel P. Love. Defense attorney Chris Rasmussen, who represents defendant Pete Santilli, filed an identical request but did not identify by name any of the BLM agents. He did, however, use his filing to attack the behavior of federal officials, especially the special agent in charge. BLM has told officials in Washington, D.C. that they were ceasing the cattle operation. However, when the cowboys came to recover the cattle, the BLM was still positioned in a confrontational manner in which they pointed firearms at the protesters. Rasmussen wrote in the filing, "The BLM agent in charge testified to the grand jury about facts that are disputed by our local law enforcement officials. The defense strategy involves portraying federal officials as excessively militant or aggressive against a peaceful group of protesters. If the lawyer's suspicions are confirmed, some of the allegations detailed in the Inspector General's report could bolster defense arguments at trial, provided the judge allows the jury to hear the testimony on that topic." So this is, I hope that the judge grants their motion, because you have a right to know who is accusing you of a certain, of breaking the law. And all witnesses' character is called into question when they're up on the stand. So these attorneys have a right to know who these men that made these accusations, especially Daniel P. Love, what his character is like. For those of us that have done our research and know about the deaths, and the harm that has come to certain situations when Daniel P. Love is involved, we believe that there is a history of this man's aggression, and it should be in his employee file. So just like this investigation that was done by the Office of the Inspector General, the results of it should be in his personnel file. So, like I said the other night, this is great news for the defense, and the prosecution dragging their feet and the judge dragging their feet to get these cases heard and get these men released is now backfiring on them. It has allowed God time to work to reveal the true character of these people involved, and I think as time goes on, we'll further see that, the character of these agents is less than admirable. So I also expect other evidence to come up and other testimony to come up to prove this. Because for those of us that actually watched what happened out there through Pete Santilli's videos and stuff like that, you can clearly see that federal agents have no problem harming American citizens. They have no problem with it. So it makes me question, I've heard people say, that our military and our government would never turn on the American people and harm them. But this is exactly what we have seen out here in the western states. And even with the protest with the Native American Indians, I mean, the way that they are being treated is amazing. And, of course, Congress is silent about the matter, because there's some corporate profits to be gained to have that pipeline put in. So profits before people, that's what we have seen from our government. But in this case here, I believe that that's the same thing, is that Gold Butte area, Harry Reid wanted it. Cliven Bundy's been using it. Harry Reid had an issue with it. And, so the Bundy family has been subjected to intimidation, to harassment, to these snipers up on the hill that were pointing rifles at them. All because this man is using something that a politician wants. And now that this politician is retired, by the grace of God, and the people are standing up and speaking out, and this case is getting more attention, that maybe it will force the hand of the federal government that they have to change. But that's pretty optimistic. We'll see what happens. Okay, you guys, have a good day. I'll talk to you later.